So a few months back I reviewed the 1MORE stylish True Wireless Earbuds. They cost under £100 and yet offered a really strong all-round experience, making them a great rival to the likes of the Samsung Galaxy Buds, the AirPods, things like that. Skip forward to early 2020 and 1MORE is back, baby, with its latest pair of True Wireless Earbuds, this time rocking some active noise cancellation smarts. Unfortunately, that ANC has boosted the price somewhat as well. It's going to cost you $199 US. Haven't got the UK price yet, being probably expected to come in at around that sort of £150 to £200 price point. So the question is, are the 1MORE True Wireless ANC's strong competition for the likes of Apple's new AirPods Pro? Well, I've been using these 1MORE buds as my full-time personal earphones for the last week or so to see if they've really got the grunt needed to compete with the likes of Apple and Sony. So here's my in-depth 1MORE True Wireless ANC review, and for more on the latest greatest tech, please do plug, subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers. Now first up, it has to be said, these 1MORE buds are rather on the large side. By large, I actually mean slightly gargantuan. I mean, let's face it, it kind of looks like you've got two Brussels sprouts sticking out of your lug holes, albeit two shiny, slightly sexy looking Brussels sprouts. But the good news is that despite the size, these 1MORE True Wireless earbuds are actually pretty comfortable to stick in your head. They're fairly light considering that size. They've also got the silicone tips, of course, with changeable sizes as well. So you've got small, medium and large bundled in the box. You've even got a variety of size of the little ear wings as well, which help to secure them in your ear. So you should find that no matter your ear shape, you get a nice secure fit and they will stay in there absolutely no problem, whether you're jogging down the pavement or doing a good bit of moshing. And of course, that leads us nicely onto the mosh test. However, there's unfortunately no dedicated water resistance here with the new 1MORE True Wireless Earbuds, so that of course means no sweat resistance either. So if you're going to be considering a pair of True Wireless Earbuds for the gym, then you might want to look elsewhere. And I certainly had no problems with connectivity with these 1MORE True Wireless Earbuds either. I found that when I first took them out and tried to pair it with my smartphone, the left one wasn't connecting to the right, but all you need to do is triple tap this little button inside the case here. That'll force them to pair up, and then from there on, no problems with connectivity at all. Just yank them out the case, they immediately pair up with your smartphone in a matter of just a couple of seconds, and you're good to go. You've got full Bluetooth 5 support, as you kind of expect from a premium pair of earbuds launching in 2020. And again, that connectivity is not a problem if you start to wander off a bit, as long as you don't stray too far, just go into the adjoining room, something like that, you'll still get that strong reception. And no problems when out and about in a busy area either. I went to busy central London train stations, things like that, and again, the connection stayed strong and stable. Now, if you happen to be listening to some music on your 1MORE True Wireless Earbuds and you pop one bud out because some inconsiderate person has come up to you and wants to actually talk at you, no worries, your music will automatically pause so you won't lose your place if you listen to a podcast or an audiobook, something like that. If you do happen to stick the bud back in, it doesn't automatically resume playing, at least by default. If you dive inside of the 1MORE Music app, which you can download from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, there is actually an autoplay option in there, but unfortunately in the current incarnation, that does naff all. I've updated the buds to the latest firmware version and still no dice, so hopefully that'll be added soon. Now let's discuss the main upgrade over the old 1MORE stylish buds, which is of course the active noise cancellation. Now to be fair, kind of similar to the stylish, the 1MORE ANC buds do a pretty good job of isolating noise all around you thanks to that nice silicone tip design. It basically forms a seal between your ears and the environment, so yeah, stuff like traffic and voices and things like that are generally muffled anyway. However, each bud also has a dual mic setup which helps to provide that active noise cancellation. All you need to do is double tap the surface of either bud and that will activate the second stage of ANC, which is the maximum level. And with ANC activated, you definitely get a further reduction in that sort of annoying persistent background rumble from the likes of traffic, jet engines, things like that. It's not quite as strong as the likes of the Sony WFs, which just came out, but it's easily a match for the new Apple AirPod Pros. And of course, at $199, they're more affordable than the likes of the Apple AirPod Pros and those Sonys as well. So if you don't want the absolute best of the best active noise cancellation, but you need something to sort of help drown out that rumble, and just so you can enjoy a podcast or an audiobook on a nice low volume level, then they definitely do the job. And as I mentioned before, when you activate the active noise cancellation, then it immediately bumps you to that maximum level. You can actually double tap again once you're in that ANC mode, and it will bump it down to stage 1 ANC, which isn't quite as full on. And then from that second stage of ANC, a further double tap will put you into pass-through mode, and what this does is basically uses those mics to feed in all the stuff that's going on around you directly into your ears so you can hear what is going on nice and clearly. Unfortunately, it doesn't also lower the volume of whatever you're listening to, so therefore if you're trying to catch an announcement or something, you will also have to desperately try and get the volume right down as well in order to hear what's going on. Plus, of course, if for instance you're in ANC off mode, to actually get to that pass-through mode, you'll have to be double tapping the surface several times to actually get to the hear-through mode, by which time the announcement might have finished. Somebody stood there waiting for you to actually speak to them. They're going to think you're a bit of a nutcase. The good news there is if you do have that One More Music app to hand, then you can quickly activate any of these modes, the mild ANC, the strong ANC, or that pass-through mode with just a quick tap. But of course you have to have the app ready and waiting to actually get that on the go. Otherwise, to be honest, rather than using pass-through modes, just take a bud out and then you can hear what's going on anyway. Job done. Now with the ANC deactivators just in the standard mode, the 1MORE True Wireless Earbuds put out a pretty solid bit of sound, just like the stylish ones before them. I'd say they're easily a match for most premium earbuds, including the likes of the Apple AirPods Pro. Not quite as good as the likes of the Jabra Elites, unfortunately, which really are a step beyond for around that sort of £160 price point. The lows and highs are well represented, and anyone who does like a bit of bass for the likes of hip hop, dance music, rock, that sort of thing, will definitely be more than satisfied. For True Wireless Earbuds, they put out a decent bit of grunt at that lower end. I did unfortunately find that when I turned on the active noise cancellation that the audio quality was ever so slightly impacted. Some of those finer details were unfortunately lost, so if you're listening to music, it's not quite as strong as an experience. But of course you can always bump it down to the lower stage ANC, but you still get a reasonable isolation from whatever's going on, and the music quality is still pretty good. Oh, no worries if you're going to be watching a bit of video on your phone or anything like that, because the 1MORE ANC True Wireless Earbuds support aptX, so everything will be synced up nice and perfect. So I've already mentioned the double tap on the surface in order to activate the various ANC and pass-through modes, but you've also got a dinky little button on both the left bud and the right bud which can be used for your media controls. So for instance, you can instantly pause and resume your music with just a quick double tap of either bud. If you want to skip a track, just hold down the right bud button, that'll skip you forward one, and if you hold down the left bud button, that will skip you back a track. You can also boost up the volume a bit with a quick tap of the right bud button, put it back down again with a quick tap of the left bud button. So basically you've got a comprehensive set of media controls. You can answer calls, hang up calls, all that kind of shenanigans. So very comprehensive, and they work perfectly, unlike a lot of other True Wireless Earbuds, so definitely big thumbs up on that front. Unfortunately, it's not quite so good news when it comes to the battery life here on the 1MORE buds. Unfortunately, I found that even with the active noise cancellation completely turned off, I tended to only get around 3.5 hours of use, dropping to around sort of 3 hours of use with the ANC on the go. And of course, when they are completely wiped out, just stick them back in the case, then they will charge up reasonably fast. Now, that short battery life's only really going to be an issue if you're going to be going on a long flight or actually using the buds for a good chunk of your working day, in which case you might want to look at something like the Creative Outlayer Golds, which are often a full 10 hours of use, in fact over 10 hours of use per charge before you have to shove them back in the carry case. But the case does at least offer several recharges before that too will need plugging in. You generally get around sort of 18 to 20 hours of full-time use before the case is wiped dry as well, and when it is wiped you can plug it in, bit Type-C USB, that'll power it back up again, and it also supports Qi wireless charging as well. So if you've got something like the Samsung Galaxy S10 series, the Huawei P30 Pro supports that wireless reverse charging. You can just bung it on the back of your smartphone and power it up that way. So right there in a nutshell is my review of the 1MORE True Wireless Earbuds ANC after a week or so of using them as my personal buds. So as you can see, that ANC feature does add quite a lot to the price, but it does work pretty well. Not quite as well as the likes of the Sonys, but still pretty damn good. If you're going to be doing a lot of traveling, it's worth considering, but of course also bear in mind that limited battery life as well. So let me know your own thoughts on the 1MORE True Wireless Earbuds down below. Of course, reviewed tons of rivals as well, so go check those out for more alternative ideas. And please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech. Cheers everyone, love you!